Hello everyone, and welcome. Thank you for spending a little time with us today. This is Daniel speaking. Whether you are listening at home, on the subway, or during a short break, we are really happy you are here. This is a space where you can relax and listen to English without stress.
Hi everyone, I'm Mina. It's so nice to be with you today. You don't need to take notes or understand every single word. Just listen, breathe, and enjoy the sound of English. Little by little, your listening will become easier.
That's right. Today is not about being perfect. It's about being comfortable. You can listen while drinking coffee, looking out the window, or just resting your eyes. English practice can be calm and gentle.
Exactly. And today's topic is very simple and very human. We are going to talk about the year we just lived. Not in a serious or difficult way, but in a friendly, honest way, like two people having a quiet conversation.
Many people feel a little different when one year ends and a new one begins. Some people feel excited. Some feel tired. Some feel calm. All of these feelings are okay.
Yes. There is no right or wrong feeling. Everyone's year is different. That's why this topic is so interesting. As you listen, you might think about your own year too.
So, make yourself comfortable. Let your shoulders relax. Take a small breath. And let's begin our conversation together.
We're glad you're here. Let's start.
Mina, before we talk about specific moments or memories, I think it's important to ask a simple question. Why do we look back at the year? Why do people do this when one year ends and another begins?
That's a good question. For me, looking back is not about judging myself. It's not about saying, I did well or I failed. It's more about understanding what kind of year I had and how it shaped me.
I like that idea. Many people think reflection is something serious or heavy, but it doesn't have to be. Looking back can be very quiet. It can be as simple as remembering how you felt during different times of the year.
Yes. When I look back, I don't remember every day. I remember feelings. Some months felt light and easy. Other months felt long and tiring. Both kinds of months are part of the same year.
That's true. A year is not one story. It's many small stories together. Some are happy. Some are difficult. And some are very ordinary. But all of them teach us something, even if we don't notice it right away.
Exactly. Looking back helps us see patterns. Maybe you notice that you felt better when you had a simple routine. Or maybe you realize that you were too hard on yourself when things went slowly.
And this is important. Reflection is not about regret. It's not about wishing the past was different. We cannot change the year that has already finished.
But we can understand it. And when we understand the past, we can move forward more gently. We can carry good lessons with us and leave heavy feelings behind.
I think that's why people naturally look back at this time of year. It's like closing a book before starting a new one.
Yes. And before we open the next chapter, it's okay to pause, take a breath, and quietly say goodbye to the last one.
Mina, when you think about the year as a whole, how did it feel to you? Did it feel fast, or did it feel slow?
That's interesting, because my answer is both. Some parts of the year felt very fast, almost like they disappeared. But other parts felt slow and heavy, like time was moving very carefully.
I feel the same way. When I think about my busy weeks, the year feels incredibly fast. I remember saying, is it already the end of the month? Those weeks passed without me noticing.
Yes. When we are busy, time seems to run. Days are full, and suddenly one week becomes 1 month. But when life becomes quiet, or when we are tired, time feels different.
Exactly. I remember a period when my schedule was very full. I woke up early, worked all day, and went to bed late. Looking back now, that time feels short, even though I was exhausted.
For me, the slow moments came when I felt uncertain. There were weeks when I wasn't sure about my direction. During those days, time felt slow. One day felt very long.
That's a good point. Slow time often comes with thinking. When we are unsure or worried, we notice every hour.
But slow time is not always bad. During those slower months, I had more time to notice small things. I noticed the weather changing. I noticed how I felt in the morning.
That's true. Fast time is exciting, but slow time helps us see ourselves more clearly.
So when we say, this year was fast or this year was slow, maybe the year was actually both. It changed speed many times.
I agree. And that's very normal. If you are listening and your year felt mixed like this, you are not alone.
Your year does not need one simple answer. It can be fast, slow, light, and heavy all at the same time.
When we talk about the year, it's easy to think about big events. But often, the memories that stay with us are small and quiet. For me, one meaningful memory is not about travel or celebration. It's about a small change I made in my daily life.
That sounds interesting. What kind of change?
Last spring, I decided to change how I started my mornings. Before that, I always woke up late, checked my phone immediately, and felt rushed. One day, I realized this habit was making my whole day feel stressful.
So what did you do differently?
I started waking up just 20 minutes earlier. Not an hour. Just 20 minutes. I didn't check my phone. I made a simple cup of tea and sat quietly near the window. At first, it felt uncomfortable. I wanted to grab my phone and rush into the day.
I can imagine that. Small changes are often the hardest.
Yes. But after a few weeks, something changed. Those quiet mornings became my favorite part of the day. I felt calmer, and my days felt more balanced. When I look back at the year, that small habit stands out more than anything else.
That's a great example. My meaningful memory is also about something small, but it felt very big to me at the time.
Tell us about it.
For me, it was about using English more often. I didn't move to another country or take a big test. Instead, I made a simple promise to myself. I promised to speak a little English every day, even when I felt shy.
That's not easy.
No, it wasn't. At first, I only spoke English to myself. I described my day while cooking or walking. Later, I tried short conversations at work. My voice felt strange, and sometimes I made mistakes.
How did that make you feel?
Nervous, but also proud. Each small conversation gave me confidence. By the end of the year, English felt less scary. When I look back, I don't remember one perfect moment. I remember many small, brave moments.
I like that. It shows that meaningful memories don't have to be dramatic. They can be quiet steps forward.
Exactly. And maybe the listener has a memory like that too. Something small, but important, that helped them grow during the year.
Mina, as we talk about these memories, I notice something interesting. We are talking about the past, but we are also talking about how we feel now.
That's true. Our memories are from last year, but their effects are still here. This is a very natural way to use English.
Yes. Let's look at a simple example. I can say, last year, I changed my morning routine. This sentence talks only about the past. The action is finished.
But you can also say, I feel calmer now. This sentence is about the present. It shows the result of that past action.
Exactly. We don't need difficult grammar words to understand this. We just need to see the connection. The past gives us something, and we carry it into the present.
For example, I can say, I practiced speaking English last year. That tells us what I did in the past. Then I can say, now, I feel more confident. The past practice changed how I feel today.
This kind of connection is very useful when you talk about your own life. You don't need long sentences. 2 simple sentences are enough.
That's important for English learners. You don't have to say everything perfectly. Clear and simple sentences are better than long, confusing ones.
If you are listening right now, you can try this quietly in your head. Think of one thing you did last year.
Then think about how it affects you now. Did it change your feelings, your habits, or your thinking?
You can make a simple pair of sentences. Last year, I, and now, I.
This is a gentle way to practice English. It's also a gentle way to understand yourself.
Language and life are very similar. We move forward step by step, connecting what was with what is.
And that's enough. Small connections are already meaningful progress.
When people hear the words personal growth, they often imagine something big. A big success, a big change, or a dramatic moment. But for me, growth this year looked very quiet.
I agree. My growth didn't come from one special day. It came from many small choices that I repeated again and again.
One small change I noticed in myself is how I deal with tiredness. In the past, I tried to push through everything. Even when I was exhausted, I told myself to keep going.
That sounds familiar.
This year, I slowly learned to listen to my body. When I felt too tired, I allowed myself to stop. I didn't feel guilty about it. That was a big change for me, even though it looks small from the outside.
That's a good example of growth. For me, personal growth was about becoming calmer. I didn't suddenly become a calm person, but I started to pause more often before reacting.
What do you mean by that?
When something stressful happened, I tried not to react immediately. I took a breath. Sometimes I waited a few minutes before answering a message or making a decision. This helped me feel more stable.
That kind of growth is very real. It changes how your days feel.
Yes. And these changes didn't happen quickly. Some weeks I forgot to pause. Some days I reacted too fast. But overall, I can say I have become a little calmer.
That's important. Growth is not about being perfect. It's about direction.
Exactly. Small changes, when repeated, slowly shape who we are.
If you are listening, you might think your year was ordinary. But maybe you changed in quiet ways too.
And those quiet changes matter. They are often the strongest kind of growth.
When we talk about growth and change, it often leads to one important question. What lesson did the year teach us? Not a small tip, but one lesson that stayed in our minds.
Yes. A lesson is something we learn through experience, not just through thinking. For me, this year taught me that it's okay to move slowly.
That's a powerful lesson. Can you explain it a little more?
Of course. I used to believe that I had to improve quickly. If I was learning something new, I wanted fast results. When progress was slow, I felt frustrated with myself.
I think many people feel that way.
This year, I realized that slow progress is still progress. Some days, just showing up is enough. When I accepted this, I felt less pressure and more motivation.
That's very meaningful. My lesson this year was about balance. I learned that always saying yes can be harmful.
That's interesting. How did you learn that?
There were times when I said yes to too many things, work, plans, responsibilities. I felt busy all the time, but not fulfilled. Eventually, I felt tired and disconnected.
So what changed?
I learned to choose more carefully. Saying no to some things allowed me to say yes to what really mattered. This balance helped me feel more present in my daily life.
Both of these lessons are very gentle, but very important.
Yes. They are not loud lessons. They don't come from big success or big failure.
They come from paying attention to how we feel while we live our everyday lives.
And these lessons don't end with the year. We carry them forward.
If you are listening, you may already have a lesson too, even if you haven't named it yet.
Sometimes, understanding the lesson is the final gift of the year. Now, we'd like to pause for a moment and think together with you, our listeners. You've been listening to our stories, but your year is just as important.
Yes. You don't need to share it with anyone right now. This is just a quiet moment for you and your thoughts.
Think about the past year. Try not to think about everything. Just choose one small thing that stands out to you.
It could be something you learned, It could be a habit you changed. Or it could be a feeling you understand better now.
You can ask yourself a simple question: what did this year teach me?
If you want to practice English in your head, you can make a very short sentence. For example, I learned to be patient, or I became more confident.
You don't need long sentences. You don't need perfect grammar. The goal is clarity, not perfection.
If you feel comfortable, you can also think about how that lesson affects you now. How does it change the way you think or act today?
This kind of reflection is gentle. It's not about pressure or judgment.
It's about understanding yourself a little better, step by step.
And remember, listening to English like this is already a form of progress.
So take a quiet breath, hold your thought for a moment, and be kind to yourself.
Your year mattered. And your reflection matters too. As we come to the end of today's conversation, we just want to say thank you for spending this time with us. Listening quietly, from beginning to end, is already something to be proud of.
Yes. Learning English is not a race. It's a slow and steady journey. Every time you listen, even for a few minutes, you are moving forward.
Your year may have been easy, difficult, or somewhere in between. Whatever it was, it brought you to this moment.
If this conversation felt calm or helpful, we'd love for you to stay with us. You can subscribe to the channel and join us again for more gentle English listening practice.
You're also welcome to leave a short comment. You can write one simple sentence about your year, like I learned to rest, or I became more patient.
We enjoy reading your thoughts, and they may help other listeners too.
Take care of yourself, and keep listening at your own pace.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.